Welcome back to another episode of Same Crap, Different Day. AP interview, Pelosi. I don't trust Barr, I trust Mueller. Washington, AP. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Wednesday questioned Attorney General William Barr's independence from President Donald Trump, arguing Barr's pursuit of Trump's claims about spying during the 2016 campaign undermines his position as the nation's top law enforcement officer. In a wide-ranging interview with the Associated Press, the California Democrat said she was very concerned about Barr's handling of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report on Russian meddling in the campaign and accused Barr of doing Trump's political bidding in his testimony at Senate hearing. He is not the Attorney General of Donald Trump. He is the Attorney General of the United States, Pelosi told AP. I don't trust Barr. I trust Mueller. Pressure is mounting on the Attorney General in the days before his release of a version of Mueller's nearly 400-page report, and Pelosi amplified the demands from Capitol Hill to see the full document. Barr said Wednesday he expects to release a redacted version within the week. Pelosi said it's only a matter of time before the full report is made public. We will see it, she said. During her 30-minute interview in her Capitol Hill office, she took stock of the Democrats' first 100 days as the House majority in the new Congress, and despite harsh words for Trump and his advisors, she still spoke hopefully of working with him on key issues, including lowering prescription drug prices, where the two share common goals. At the same time, Pelosi vowed to keep up relentless Democratic oversight of the administration, and she did not fully close the door on impeachment proceedings, despite having recently dismissed efforts by liberal colleagues, saying Trump's not worth it. My view is that impeachment is very divisive in the country. And when we see what we need to see, it may be imperative that he be impeached. But up until then, he's not worth it, Pelosi said. Much will hinge on Mueller's findings, putting the Attorney General's credibility increasingly on the line. Barr testified Wednesday before a Senate panel that he believes spying did occur on Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, aligning himself more closely with the president's views on the origins of the Russia investigation. Trump and other critics of the Russia probe claim the precursor to Mueller's investigation was launched during the Obama administration by officials abusing their surveillance power. Mueller was appointed special counsel by Trump's Justice Department. Barr didn't present evidence to support the assertion and later in his testimony appeared to backtrack, saying he wasn't certain that any wrongdoing occurred and was only interested in ensuring proper procedures were followed. I'm going to lay this out very clearly. There are times when spying is legal. Attorney General Barr said that he believes it occurred. He didn't backtrack. He said, I'm not going to say it was legal or not. I'm going to investigate, and I'm going to make certain that it was properly done. Notice with Democrats, when they actually backtrack and flip-flop, well, they're just restating it so we all understand. But when Attorney General Barr does not say it was criminal spying, it just occurred, and then says he's going to investigate, that's backtracking. Pelosi said Barr's comments undermine the Constitution and his role in the Justice Department. I don't know that she even knows what the Constitution is. Department spokeswoman Carrie Kupek declined to comment. As House Democrats pursue oversight of the Trump administration beyond the Mueller probe, Trump has complained that Democrats will never be satisfied. He and his allies call it presidential harassment. Asked what would satisfy Democrats, Pelosi said, I'll be satisfied when we have the new president of the United States who is a Democrat. I'm going to say I'm actually surprised that Nancy Pelosi admitted that she will never accept a GOP president. We've had almost 100 years of the Democrats trying to impeach every GOP president, always. They don't care who we vote for. They're only satisfied when a Democrat is in office. Look at 2009 to 2017. Would you have seen any Republican last 1 hour after saying, I'll be satisfied when we have a new president and it's a Republican? No, they would have been out of office so fast their constituents' heads would still be spinning today. But Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House of Representatives, is allowed to say, I will only be satisfied when we have a Democrat in office. As for the Mueller probe, Barr's 4-page summary, it was not a summary. He specifically said it was not. It was a letter to the House stating his intentions and his supposed or hopeful time frame of its main conclusions, and the president was not exonerated by the special counsel. Mueller left open the question of whether Trump obstructed justice during the 2-year probe of Russian interference in the 2016 election. Barr and his team at the Justice Department made their own decision to clear the president of criminal wrongdoing. Mueller said, I'm not going to say he did. I'm not going to say he didn't. I'm going to ask Attorney General Barr to do that. Barr does it. Why are you doing that? We want Mueller to. Mueller says he won't do it. Make him do it. No. Well, you're obstructing justice by doing your damn job. Pelosi said adieu on Wednesday. Let us see the report. The fact is, the president has engaged in activities that are unethical, un-American, and in every way he is unfit to be the president of the United States. Let's see, you were investigating him for supposedly colluding with Russia to win the election. Mueller now says that didn't happen. He did not fire anyone because Comey was fired before the special counsel took place. Rosenstein has not been fired. Mueller was not obstructed in any way. But to a Democrat, someone accused of a crime saying, I didn't do it, is obstructing. When a Democrat says, you did this, you are to hand wrists out, arrest me then, I will bow to you, my exalted leader. Democrats look more and more like Kim Jong-un a few years ago every day. Is that an impeachable offense? Well, it depends on what we see in the report. I set a very high bar for impeachment because I think it's very divisive in the country, and one of our purposes is to unify. Really? As our founders gave us guidance, e pluribus unum, from many, one. One, that does not make sense. E pluribus unum means that from many ethnic backgrounds and many places that you come from, you become an American. One country and melting pot. Not the tossed salad where everyone maintains their own culture and Muslims pray in the streets of New York or Dearborn blocking traffic, and Mexicans cross illegally and demand we respect their culture, and white people are told sit down and shut up. Republicans say Pelosi is under great pressure from her liberal flank, including young colleagues such as Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but the Speaker, who has represented San Francisco for 30 years, scoffed. I am from the left, she said. I'm a progressive Democrat from San Francisco, and I'm proud of who I am. As the new Congress rounds out its 100-day milestone, the Speaker said Democrats are doing far more than conducting oversight of the White House. Tell us what? Even though she said that's their constitutional responsibility as an equal branch of government. They're not equal. Though female candidates and voters helped usher Democrats to the majority, Pelosi said she's not interested in having a woman or two women on the party's 2020 ticket. Would I like to see one? Yes, but it doesn't mean that if there isn't one, that it's not a ticket we should all get behind. She said she prefers to keep the House focused on pocketbook issues for everyday Americans, lowering health care costs and investing in infrastructure. Really? You had to pass the ACA before you could see what was in it. After it passed, my costs more than tripled. Explain that one, please. And new ethics rules not on Trump. We're not focusing on him, we're focused on what we said we would do. This is honestly just more insanity from Nancy Pelosi. She believes that she is equal to the president in every way. She's not. She's Speaker of the lower house of Congress. She is to be a congressional representative. She is not to make grandiose statements that the Attorney General, who ruled on a question that Robert Mueller said he would not even try to rule on, is wrong. I personally won't be surprised when Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer or anyone else says that William Barr and Robert Mueller are Russian spies sent by Putin to make sure the country crumbles. It's the next step in their insanity, is to actually claim Russia ran the investigation, so of course they didn't want us to see anything. She's been in Congress for 30 years and has done nothing. Her city is falling to ruin while she lives behind walls and guns. But we're to give all that up. I have a very simple message for Nancy Pelosi. The Attorney General is quite literally doing the job he was nominated and confirmed to do. He is applying current United States law to questions of the law according to how it's written. He's not going to look at Nancy Pelosi and say, well, Nancy Pelosi doesn't want me exonerating Trump, so I have to convict. He is going to look Pelosi in the eye and say, you're an idiot. The law says this. This was not the case, so the law was not broken. Get over it. But I've talked on this one long enough. What are your thoughts? Keep the comments classy. Keep them civil. We don't learn from debate. We don't learn from argument. Pardon me. Allergy season has got me just reeling. But we don't learn from arguments. We learn from debate. And only reasoned and civil debate will ever be anything I take part in. Also, please like the video and consider subscribing and ringing notifications so you're kept up to date on all the new content posted as it is. Until the next time, everyone have a wonderful day.